Good. Oh, and we are live. Hello, hello, hello. This thing's probably going to echo real quick because I forgot to hit that. So let's just give it a second to kick on for the delay, see if we can stop it before it goes too long. But ladies and gentlemen, the one and only, the himself is back. Give it up. Andy in the house. What's good for you tonight?
Oh, man, I am great. I took a 2-week-long vacation from you, and I got to say, the time away has been great. I got my eyebrows done as well to mess with my wife. I don't know if you noticed. Everybody just thinks I got a haircut, but what happened is I joked around. I told the lady she could shade in my eyebrows, so they dyed my eyebrows, which are normally white, so you can't see them. And my wife and daughter hate it. They're like, you look ridiculous. And I'm like, excellent.
Nice. Me being a man, didn't even notice. I'm going to be honest. Didn't even notice.
It took me like, a day to get used to it. And now I don't notice it. My daughter still hates it. She's like, Dad, you always look like you're angry. And then I'll do like my eyes up and down all the time.
You have the furrowed brow now. Hey, Linda, I see you out there. How you doing? How you doing? Linda says you're looking good, Andy. So, hey, you got Linda's vote. It's all good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, I had no idea. Didn't even notice. That's classic. Dude, I don't know.
I was going to say that I was too embarrassed to come on because my eyebrows, but,
That's classic. Oh, 'tis the season. Family's always around. The holidays here. Yeah, that's why it's going to be tough. But I think we're going to get it in and fall right on into when season 3 starts. But this is Cobra Kai Season 2, Episode 8, and this one's called The Glory of Love. And I got a question for you. Last episode 7, was called The Lull. Do you have any idea why?
The lull?
The Lull. Lull.
Probably because it's nothing happening.
A lull in the season? I mean, I don't know. It was all right. I finally found out some of the things you've been saying. Like I knew it had to do with the show, but I didn't know how it was going to work in. Like Stingray, I thought like he was going to try to get a cool car like John and come up with like a Corvette Stingray. No, he took it to a whole new level. Respect for the Hawk, dude. That was great.
Yeah.
Oh man, and then the hide the plantain. I was like, all right, that's why I said it 5. I'm like, why are you saying that? I was like, I didn't even put 2 and 2 together with that one, but then I saw it in this episode. I was like, oh shit.
Because have you ever heard the thing like hide the banana?
Of course.
Yeah. So that I thought that was hilarious.
Oh yeah, that was and then I should have picked up on it because you kept saying it, and I was like, why is he keep like it was And I should have picked up. That was too funny. But this week opens up with our man Johnny wasting absolutely no time grabbing life by the horns. And speaking of, it took me absolutely no time to realize that this was completely Johnny in a dream. How long did it take you to figure out that this was a dream sequence going on?
About 10 seconds.
Dude, about 2 knocks into the door. As soon as she opened it and gave him that look, I was like, this is a dream. Like, I don't know. You could just... Instantly, I said that. It was funny. And then, of course, it goes into the hardcore, like, 80s montage. And how perfect was that? Just the 80s montage of karate, beer, and some hardcore makeout scenes. I was like, this is why I love this show right here.
Yeah, that was a good scene. At the beginning, I was like, oh, it's, I think this is a made-up thing. And then, it's almost like an 80s music video. You just... go with it. It's wild.
It was beautiful. I love this opening. And then it goes over to a much less enthusiastic wake-up scene with Daniel finding himself on the couch. And here we get another cameo of the OG Mama-san, who tells Daniel he needs to work on that fever so he can get his ass off that couch. And it looks like Daniel's finally starting to catch up to just how bad into the doghouse he really is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude, how can you be that clueless?
He's blinded by Johnny. Johnny's like creates a blind spot for him. I don't know.
Man, I mean, it's just, come on now. It just has the world by the balls and just pissing it all away. What are you doing, Danielson? But out to Miyagi-Do, and Sam and Robbie are supposed to be leading warm-ups, but they decide to do warm-ups alone. And as things are heating up outside, Dimitri finds Mr. Miyagi's Medal of Honor. Robbie's like, oh, it must have been there the whole time. And again, this is definitely going to blow up in his face later. Doesn't it have to?
For sure, right? What a little jerk, you little liar. I mean, we all get it, though. We made excuses for Miguel, and we've made excuses for Johnny. We can give it to him on this one. Girls make you do dumb things. So, he doesn't want to give Miguel any credit.
I mean, and yeah, of course not, because, now that's his girl. He doesn't want her going back, doing anything to send her back into his arms. But doesn't he realize in the end this is going to be the fastest way to do just that? I mean,
no, because you don't think you're going to get caught?
You're going to get away with it.
Would you ever lie if you just knew you were going to get caught? No, you lie because number one, it's fun to do. 2, you benefit from it. But first of all, it's fun to do. Try telling a story with more embellishments. It's fun.
So we get Johnny waking up, and he decides to act out his dream, but to his dismay, Carmen, Miguel's mom, has already found another suitor. And Johnny shows his lack of enthusiasm by basically crushing the dude's hand while giving him a handshake hello. That was pretty classic Johnny. It's like, uh-oh. It's like, I thought she should have picked up on that right there. Like, hey, what are you doing? Johnny's in love over here.
That's like 80s. I'm going to be honest. We still do that. Like, I still do that as an adult. Like, with people, if I kind of don't like them, I'll squeeze their hand a little harder.
Just give them the machismo bravado.
Yeah, it's like, I'm a little bit more powerful than you, and I know it. Like, that's the handshake there.
Really? Absolutely.
I do it to my dad now. And he'll squeeze. He knows too, because he'll squeeze my hand like real hard, right on my fingers.
He's like, "You ain't getting me."
Yeah.
Oh man. Over at the LaRusso dealership though, and Daniel's pulling out all his old tricks, trying to woo the wifey back, but it keeps whiffing hardcore. And it's his own fault. Like, he didn't check the joint calendar before concocting this lame scheme. Like, some of that raw fish is like, I don't know how he thought a bunch of raw fish was going to make this deal better. It's like, I mean, how lost is Danielson? How did he get this woman in the first place if he's this much of an idiot?
Because he's probably not normally this much of an idiot. He's like regressed.
He's gone backwards in life, taking 5 steps back. It's like, come on, man.
Maybe that's it. Like, maybe she spent all that time training them up, right? Like wives tend to do. They get you just how they like you. And then he sees Johnny and he goes like all the way back to the beginning. She don't want to start over. She already fixed that crap.
He just instantly reverts back and she's like, no, we've been here, done that. It's like, you need to snap out of it or I'm about to keep it moving. But over to the Cobra Kai dojo, and Miguel is trying to set up another date with Tori with a Y. And of course it works out to be an 80s party that she's working. And of course, the best part was it was at a skating rink. I was like, oh, hell yeah, we're going to get to see him on wheels. That excited me.
I know. I said, I think if we go back to the part where I finally skipped ahead in all the season, I was like, there's going to be an episode later you're really going to like.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Absolutely. I saw him on wheels. I was like, oh, hell yeah. We're taking it to the rink in this one? For sure. That was great. 80s too? Yeah. I like that more than I could have. It was dope. So Hawk walks in and Miguel checks in to make sure that there's no hard feeling. And Hawk's like, dude, Cobra Kai for life. And I don't know. Is that going to be challenged at some point? They made it seem like they're just going to be brothers no matter what. But I have a feeling that might get challenged at some point.
It might. I don't know. We know how quick like things can,
at a rapid pace, a series can move. Yeah.
Yeah. Like pretty quick, something can change at the drop of a hat. Like 2 people hate each other instantly.
That's true. That's true. And don't we just have to comment on our man Stingray getting his stretch on? Like, dude, that one uncoordinated move had me giggling my ass off, dude. Like, he's definitely become one of my favorite characters.
Dude. We haven't gotten to his best scene yet, but it's coming for show. Oh, I can't wait till the season finale. Talk about it.
I missed it. That was my question, which I don't even know which one we were talking about at the time I was getting all into the skating ring.
I think she's saying the one, how did he get her in the first place?
Oh, yeah, exactly. It's like, come on, she is so out of his league. Are you kidding me? But then again, so is Allie with an eye. So who knows? I don't know. Maybe he's just got that magic stick. But Sensei Lawrence is about to begin class when Sick Chubbs, a.k.a. Stingray, interrupts and says if they shouldn't wait for their Sensei Emeritus before beginning. And I was dying, dude. Like I said, I love this character. And for everybody who doesn't know, Emeritus means the former holder of an office, basically having retired but allowed to retain their title as an honor. And just the fact Chubbs talks like this, it kills me, dude. I love this character.
Like he's just this nerdy dude. I can relate to him because I have a whole bunch of weird facts like that. So I can't laugh at him too much.
Dude, shouldn't we wait for Sensei Emeritus? Like just stone cold. Like, I was dying, dude. I loved it. I was like, this guy is killing it. But Johnny lets the Quiver know that Sensei Kreese will no longer be a part of the dojo. He tells them that this is a new day at Cobra Kai. And I thought he pretty much nailed that speech. Like, he definitely got the message across that this was in their best interest. He was doing it for the kids. And even ending it with a bang, telling them they will be learning headbutting today, and then smashes that board over his head. So it's like, gets their attention, gets them all bummed up, and then brings some action back to get them back in, like, totally all in. Like, I thought that was a genius. I thought he nailed that speech.
Yep.
Like, Johnny being Johnny, this is why you're a great sensei, dude. It's like, all right, he is good with kids, which we got to talk about that later. That was awesome. But I love how for practice they were actually like ramming each other in the face with headbutts. Like you could see them through the door. Dude, Sick Chubbs is like, do me next. Oh, awesome. Like, dude, that was fantastic. But Miguel comes in and tells Johnny, ask him if he needs to talk, that he's there, and kind of reminds us how close these two really are. And now I see why you kept talking about the Play the Plantain stuff and stuff. I was talking about that earlier. Like, it finally all made sense and came to fruition. I was like, all right, now it's not so weird. And it's like I said, that's the gold of this show, is just like the little one-liners, or like even Chubbs outside, like he wasn't even part of it. You're supposed to be looking at Johnny and Miguel, but like if you pay attention to the background, you see him like, do me next. Oh, awesome. Like, dude, just that little stuff I just love about this series. But Miguel also uses this time to tell Johnny about dating apps, and, well, we know that's going to turn out great. Like, the fact that he's so lost in modern technology is just priceless. I love it. But Daniel thinks he's found a great way to make up to the wifey, and, child labor. Literally, like, his worst idea yet, talk about putting gasoline on the fire. He then finds out how dire a situation his marriage is in, as she describes it as an open head wound. And Danny Boy's eyes, I think, are finally getting open to, like, just how deep into it he really is. Like, he is, I think, moments away from losing the wifey.
Yeah, imagine that. Like, you guys built this empire together, and then your husband turns into a total crazy person because he meets, like, his childhood bully.
Mm-hmm. It's ridiculous. And again, being off deep and like going off the rails on things that a 13-year-old would know better than. It's like, come on, Danny boy. Got the world by the balls and you're just, I don't know, trying to give it away. But back to Johnny, and Miguel's helping him set up the online dating profile. And what do you like? And I swear, instantly I said out loud, like, hot. Like, you just knew it was coming. And then right then, Miguel says, okay, obviously, hot babes. Like, I was literally laughing out loud at that point. That was awesome. I also loved how Johnny was like, I like karate, muscle cars, Iron Eagle. Oh, and Iron Eagle 2. I was like, how priceless is he, dude? I mean, he is. Yeah, this part was made for him, dude.
Dude, yeah, it's great, and it's
so much better now than it used to be.
Yeah, I like the fact that he can be like that, and that like it's stupid to be like that, but there's something like
magical about it.
Yeah, it's not. I want to say like a different word for charming, but there's endearing. That's the word. It's like you look at it, you're like, aw, like he doesn't understand the real world. but it makes him cool that he's just the way he is. I like that.
Exactly. So real and just 100%. Like he just, 100% pure. He's like, it used to be easy. You'd bump into a girl hard, not too hard, but hard. I was just like, dude. And then Diaz was like, no. And he's like, tried and true, Diaz, like the cavemen. That's how the cavemen did it. Ooh, there's another one I like. Cavemen, like in the commercial. I was like, dude, the way they wrapped it up is just priceless. Oh, these guys are awesome. I also like how Diaz says, like, he may have to teach Johnny about fashion. Like, he's some kind of super fashionista. I was like, where's that coming from? Like, how can I teach Johnny how to dress? I don't think he's got it. I don't know about that one. I was like, man.
Hawk does, though.
What's that?
Hawk does.
Yeah, he needs to work on that one. So then we got Johnny being Johnny. He's talking about like, oh, you can't find out anything about her. Ooh, she's hot. And he's like, dude, he was so golden going through that app. Like, not with a 10-foot pole. Maybe if you got rid of the mole. Yeah, why not? Dude, I was crying. Dude.
Yeah.
Dude, all the little stuff is literally like the best part about this series. Like the lines that are almost said under the breath are the best.
Yeah, where you get like a true reflection of like how this person's mind works.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, dude, that's excellent. But back at the LaRusso household, and Sam and Robbie almost get walked in on by the OG Mama-san. And do we think she's already sniffed out what's going on between these two kids? I mean, it kind of seems fairly obvious to everyone outside of the household.
100%.
Mama-san knows, dude. She's all up in it. Just like she knew about Danny Boy's fever before she even touched his head. It's like, I know about that fever, and you better get it fixed and get back in your own room. But next we see Johnny on his first app date telling the lady how good he is with kids. And, dude, the horror on that woman's face when he was talking about, like, giving that kid a flying elbow to the teeth, I was crying. Dude, when he's talking about how great he is with kids, like, come on, dude. How awesome was Johnny on those dates?
I'm telling you, it's great. This is just an all-around good episode.
Oh, one of the better ones. How about Johnny bragging about being able to check his emails on his smart phone? Like, that was better and newer than the watch, dude. Like, I just love how stuck in the dark ages he is, dude.
Dude, it's kind of great because he would think that, like, most adults are like him, and it's just the kids that that know all the new stuff. But he's been left behind by everybody, and he doesn't even realize it.
Oh, so dude, yeah. All his dates were just pure gold. Because, yeah, exactly. It's like he thinks everyone's like him, and no, it's nobody's like you, dude. That's what's so great about you. You are one of a kind. But we got Daniel back at home going through some old photo albums, reminiscing, and Mama-san lets him know like what truly matters in a relationship. And it's the little things. And I think Daniel might just have an idea. We're back at the bar, and Johnny's feeling a little lonely, and he decides to drop Allie with an eye, a little line. But it sounds a little too desperate and seems too desperate of a move, so he decides to go and delete it, and whoops, a woman bumps into him with his own move, hitting him hard, not too hard, but hard, and then makes him like accidentally send it to Allie with an eye. It's like, uh-oh, like that's going to be a thing.
For sure. I mean, that's not exactly like a Chekhov's gun, but it's, more blatant than that.
It gives me hope that we're going to see her, that we're going to get an Allie with an eye sighting. And that'll be, I mean, dude, we need her back in this series.
Yo, but how sleazy that's kind of sleazy, right?
She's trying to hook up through Facebook?
Yeah, he knows. Like, if she comes back into the the show because of that, that's kind of that's like a major problem nowadays. Maybe that brings him into like modern times. He accidentally Jodied Allie.
Might happen.
I'm just saying.
That'd be sick. That'd be sick. Yeah, Johnny's tech stuff is him being in the dark ages is just one of the more priceless points of this whole series. I love it. But boom, next we're at the 80s party in the skating rink. And of course, I'm instantly excited. And in walks Sam and Robbie. And I thought their outfits were absolutely excellent when they're like pretty in pink. Sam thinks Robbie should have came out as Ducky or oh boy, but he said with his hair, Spader was the clear and obvious choice. I was just like, dude,
he's 100% right.
His hair is a thing in this series.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like he's got that 90s hair, really.
Weak Danny get jealous over Allie and cause all problems with his wife. Oh, you know that's going to happen. If Allie comes back into the scene, it is absolutely going to be a problem. That'll be fantastic. Yeah.
What if we get in the end your prediction that what's her name Danny's wife ends up liking Johnny?
Oh, dude, it's got to end up that way. That'll be the greatest call ever, and it'd just be a perfect ending to this. I'd love it. I would love that. And she ends up taking all Danny's money, so Johnny ends up with like the house and the money and the dealership and everything, because, you know, the women always get everything. So Johnny ends up with everything Danny had, and then Danny's like the bum waking up with beer cans around him on the floor and shit. That would be priceless, dude. Oh, that'd be great. That would be fantastic. So we then get our not-so-chance meeting with the 4 new lovebirds, and it was awkward. Miguel actually tried to make the best of it, but it's just not going to happen with this group. And Tori with a Y ensures that as she plants a huge smackaroonie on Miguel before going back to work. Like, that was like, she knew exactly what she was doing. But I got to say, out of all the outfits, I think Allie with an I, or Tori with a Y was the most on point. Her Madonna costume was legit.
100%.
Dude, that was like straight out of Desperately Seeking Susan, I thought. Yeah, that was pretty fantastic. But back at the bar, and Johnny's found his perfect female counterpart. It's like literally him with breasts. Like, they're on the course of getting along just swimmingly, and then she excuses herself to go to the ladies' room, and Johnny sees a familiar face. And it's like, oh, this is going to be a problem. But he overhears Carmen's new beau talking shit about her and Miguel, and you know he's not going to take too kindly to that. Like, this is about to be a problem. Did you kind of think there might be like a bar fight getting ready to happen in there, like old school bar scene fight?
Yeah, at first I did. Then, you know, when the dude like goes out to pee and stuff, I'm like, oh, this guy's going to end up in his pee. Like, that's all I could think is like that type of scene.
For some reason, I thought when he went there and was the guy's bathroom was closed, I thought he was going to go in the girls' bathroom. And like, I thought some crazy shit was going to happen in there. And Johnny was going to, I had a whole other scene like already worked out in my head. Johnny was going to go in there and whoop his ass and then get caught. And women were going to call the cops and he was going to go to jail. I had a whole different scene already like played out in my head. Like, instantly. It was funny. Didn't quite go that way though. But back to Skateland, and we see for all their balance, Robbie and Sam have zero skills on wheels, and they're discussing what happened, and Robbie tries to, your dad would say find the good in her, but if you want to kick her ass, I won't stop you. It's like, haha. So, like, Robbie is showing more and more that he's kind of a little creep and not such just a good kid that was on hard times. He's kind of a little asshole.
Yeah, a little bit, but he is Johnny's son, so.
That's true. You're going to have a little bit of that, I suppose. That's a good point. Sam and Robbie go to kiss, and instantly her skate breaks. And shouldn't she have seen that as a little bit of a warning sign, kind of like the world and the universe talking to her that maybe her and Robbie aren't meant to be?
If you believe that kind of stuff, I'd be like, shit, my skate broke. But DJ over here would be like, what does this skate breaking mean?
That's an omen. That means something, I'm telling you. So while Sam's waiting in line to get her skates fixed, Miguel tries to come over and make the peace, and he makes mention that he's the one that should be upset about all this, and she's the one that he's feeling all bad, and here she is on a date with Robbie, and then she quickly tries to say, oh, this isn't a date, when Miguel's like, yeah, I've heard that one before. Like, what part of this is not a date? She's here with Robbie for some alone time away from her family. She literally just kissed him twice on the dance floor like 2 minutes ago, but she's trying to say this isn't a date? Like, Sam's just kind of a spoiled little brat living in Fantasyland, isn't she?
I think she's a spoiled brat the whole time. She's nice, but it's almost like she's made to be nice, not like a real nice person. You know what I mean?
You think it's more fake, like she's just kind of trying to be like polite in society, but it's not really who she is?
Yeah, I think she's more of a Cobra Kai. Like internally, like she's just fake nice, and she needs to get rid of that. But you're right, she's a spoiled brat. I realized I went a little off topic there, but
No, I like that. I like that. Deep down, she's a little more. She's the real Cobra Kai. Like I like that. And deep down, so is Daniel. He's the one that can't let go of anything and just has to keep at it. Like, dude, more of a whiny Cobra Kai situation. It feels like. But,
oh man, Danny is. I don't know. I don't even know what he is, but
he's in a bad place. Like he just needs to pull his head out.
It's nothing good.
So back to the bar, and just when female Johnny is ready to close the deal, Johnny says, "Sorry, but I have to go." And I was like, how horrible a decision is this? Like, she is literally perfect for him, and he just blows her off. I was like, she's all, "Don't you even want my number?" I'm like, Johnny, what are you doing?
Dude, I'm going to be honest. If do not end up with somebody that's just like you, it's a terrible situation.
It's what you don't need.
I'm incredibly happy right now, and my wife could not be more different than me. Oh. Like if she was from Mars,
right?
Like, and it's worked out, you know.
Oh, trust me, me and the Giant Tamer have been together forever, and yeah, she could not be. Yeah, we've always said yin and yang, like opposites attract, because we could not be any more different. Like complete opposite ends of the spectrum, completely. So yeah, exactly. Totally. That is all truth in that.
So that's your universe talking to you. Yeah. The universe giving you that thing saying, hey, you don't want to be with someone just like you.
Yeah, you need the yin and yang of it all. Absolutely. I believe
how
that.
You don't live in the 80s anymore. What's a woman that's been teleported from the 80s gonna do to help you? Like, you guys will just be lost in this world, and then everything will pass you by, and you'll be taken advantage of at every blink of the eye.
Or it'll just be perfect, and they'll both live in the dark ages together and be perfectly happy, not being on apps and all this new wave crap, and just live happily ever after together.
Yeah, but they'll be in California where they're being taken advantage of. Like he's already being taken advantage of, like his handshake deals and stuff. Like they both can't be like that. Someone's got to have like some awareness of the real world.
Somebody's got to have an ounce of intelligence in there somewhere. Oh, yeah. God. You're right. You're absolutely correct on that one. Oh, man, I get wanting to get this creep away from, like, the ones he loves, but, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I thought that could have been the next Mrs. Lawrence, but you make great points. Like, it's probably better that he actually got away from there. But we definitely saw Johnny practicing what he preaches, and he showed that fool a little mercy. So the guy's like, you call this mercy? He's like, dude, you don't even know. Should have seen what I did to the last fools. But back to the roller rink, and Sam was ready to apologize, but it wasn't Miguel walking back up to her. It was Robbie saying, people keep calling me this Dan Johnson. Ever heard of him? And again, just an excellent callback joke wrapped to the 80s, dude. I was loving it. I was like, that, and literally, like, lines like this make me think that this series has to mean so much more to, like, a certain age group. Like, I mean, it's a great 100%. Series regardless, but it's extra special to those people in that age group.
If you're like early millennial to anywhere in Gen Z or Gen X, like it's for you. It's like made for you.
Tailor-made. Like you lived it, you were through it, you remember all the saying, like, yeah. And to be like so precise with all the like little callbacks. It's spot on. I love it. I love this. But Tori with a Y didn't appreciate seeing her man over there talking with his ex, so she plays a little game and makes Sam out to look like the evil one in the situation, which she kind of was. But she got, because, I mean, Sam got like a little bump to the back when she went by, and then she goes and basically leg sweeps Tori to the ground. Like, I don't know if you know, but falling on skates hurts. Like, that was pretty brutal. Like, you know what I mean? She got a little bump to the back. She's going to take this girl down to the ground, make her smack her head on the fucking cement. Like, that's not nice.
Yeah, that's not. Well, I always say to my daughter, to be fair, I don't abuse my daughter, but she hits me. And like, I tell her, if you hit somebody, and they did not hit you, you don't get to protest on how hard they hit you back. You don't get to say, I didn't hit you that hard, because going from not having any hit at all to barely hitting somebody is infinitely more of increase of force than me hitting you a little bit harder than you hit me.
Right. No, yeah, I get that. We've had
So
this conversation. It must have been on Westworld or something, but I remember you talking about that before. That's funny.
I always say that. It's like, you don't get to say how hard I hit you back. Like, that's not, because I didn't hit you in the first place.
You go up hitting somebody, you better expect it.
Yeah.
But Tori's plan works out swimmingly, and Sam and Robbie are instantly kicked out, with Sam looking real bad in Miguel's eyes. And I wonder if now, like, she'll be blowing up his phone to try to apologize, like he kept trying to do for her. Like, is that going to flip the script? Is she going to be like, no, you don't understand, it wasn't like that, like trying to clear her name? Or is she just going to be like, screw it, she deserved it?
I know, so.
That's going to be a tough one. We're going to have to find out. But back to the LaRusso dealership, and Daniel breaks out the big guns, taking wifey on a trip down memory lane. And lucky for him, she plays along, and lo and behold, it actually worked. Like, I guess it really is about the little things in life, just like Mama San said. I did like how she said, what's that?
Exactly. It is about the little things. Like, he didn't understand that with the fish. Like, I was going to say that earlier. I forgot. The fish is what he likes. Like, this is not, the little things are, I'm really good at getting gifts. Like, I'm awesome at it because I pay attention to the people around me and I know what they would really enjoy. And it's that kind of stuff.
Oh, you said you're good at giving gifts. I thought you said you're good at getting gifts. I said in my head laughing.
I'm terrible at getting gifts. I got me like a tree stand back here that my wife's getting for me for Christmas. I've decided that I'm going to open it from the bottom before Christmas and then use it and then put it back in on Christmas Eve. I'm terrible at getting gifts. I'm great at giving them.
That's awesome. That is awesome. But yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like when he bought all that seafood and all that stuff, like, oh, is this from Dreamland? It's like, dude, that's the stuff you wanted. Like you were happy to spend some money and eat some good sushi. Like that wasn't all for her. That was, again, like that was something you would enjoy. So you made it look like you were doing it for her. But again, self-centered. Unbelievable.
But he got it.
What's that?
But he got it in the end.
He did.
Having a way of doing that too.
Yeah, bringing it in. And I did like how he said, like, we finally have something that's ours. And she's like, well, what about this one? Pointing to her pregnant belly. And Daniel's like, oh, no, she's mine. You can have the next one. And I thought that said a lot about why his son sucks so bad.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you saw that mentality early.
And that's, that hit me a little close to home. I usually, can relate to Johnny a bit. But I really related to Danny in this. Like, I got the one that I like, and I'm like, please, let's not have any more kids. Like, I do not want to be one of those parents that's like, nope, why can't you be more like your sister?
Right, exactly, yeah. First is the best, exactly. And daddy's little girl already got it wrapped up. You'd be so hard on a son. So, yeah, I get it. But we end the episode with Johnny returning home to a stood-up Carmen sitting outside her front door, and he tells her she's better off without that loser. And she asks, what are you asking me out? And he says, what if I am? Fade to black. And I don't know, I think this is a terrible idea. Like, Carmen may realize it before it's too late, and that would, I don't know. It would make things too complicated with Miguel if things didn't work out. So she might realize that and maybe not go on the date, but I don't know. I don't know. I think Johnny was better off with that chick back at the bar for a one-nighter than going on and messing up this thing with Carmen and Miguel and everything. So, I don't know. Does Carmen say yes to Johnny, or does a more level head prevail and she's like, no, we can't mess this up? So you already know.
We got to work. You got to experiment, right? I think Johnny needs somebody like her. You need someone to push you forward. Dude, I'm telling you, men, we would just sit around and do nothing and not progress anywhere if there wasn't women to drive us. Or me personally, I am one of those
people. Every great man is a better woman for sure.
Dude, if there was no reason, I would be perfectly happy being a homeless person. I do not care. But I have a wife and a family. You
Now you
need
have a bed
someone
to
to
sleep in and
drive
a
you.
shower.
Yeah, and you need that. You can't just rest on who you are. And I think, she would be a good fit. And if it doesn't work out, then you can still grow as a person and say, hey, let me show this kid that just because I am not with your mom anymore doesn't make me any different towards you. Like, I met you first. I'm still here for you.
Yeah, you hope it works out that way. I mean, you just never know. Maybe he's terrible in bed, and she's like, "Oh, I just can't do it," and kicks him out. And now he's like all lovesick for Carmen, and he's like, looking all sad and pathetic in front of Miguel, and then he can't stand looking at having his sensei look like this loser. And yeah, it could spiral and go in an ugly direction, but
It could be awesome as well. Like, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
That's a great point. That's a great point. Absolutely. And they could be made. It could be a match made in heaven, and they could be made for each other. So you just never know. Maybe it's just meant to be. Maybe they'll live happily ever after and be the family they all wish they always had.
Exactly.
So yeah, all in all, I thought this was a pretty sweet episode. I like this one a lot, and like I said, the under the breath lines were just again priceless in this one. The Johnny on the dates, everything. This, all in all, I thought this was a pretty good episode.
Yeah, this is one of my. The next episode is, I think, my favorite one from this season. But, yeah, I really like this episode. I just think all the little things about it. But next episode, I'm kind of a sucker for stuff like that. But you'll see. We'll talk about it.
I'm excited. Yeah, I'm definitely excited. Can't wait to do it. And we will be back on next Tuesday night to talk about it and see what Andy's saying. How good was it? Was it the best one? And how are they going to wrap this series up? Not the series, but this season, because as we know, in January we got season 3 coming. So absolutely going to be a good one. Yeah, Linda, that was pretty great. Danny gets jealous over Allie. Yep. All those dates that Johnny went on, that was definitely one of the best parts of the episode. Like Johnny talking about being good with kids and smashing them in the mouth. Like everything about that was just priceless. Being with that chick that was obviously totally into being just totally woke and in all the best situations, and the depression and trying to fight against it. And he's like, "Oh yeah, sounds good. Yeah, I agree. So you want to go in my car? I'll teach you how to drive." I was like, dude, could you be any more off the mark? Oh my god, dude, absolutely epic, Johnny. I loved it. Great episode. So, yeah, hopefully it gets better for here. Look forward to talking about it next Tuesday. And, we will definitely be back then. So I hope everybody has an absolutely fantastic rest of the week. And until we see you next Tuesday, be easy.